I have great respect for Jimmy and the job that he does. We've kind of battled on all levels and all of that, so we know that the Chargers will bounce from this past game. They've been off to a great start for this season. I have so much respect for all that they do and their staff, and the quarterback is ridiculously good with great tools too. So it's a very difficult challenge for us, but we're excited to go ahead and get this thing kicked off.
What were some of the takeaways you had with them in the Monday night matchup earlier this season that you think will maybe help head into this game?
That was a good ball game that we got big played. You remember the big touchdown pass that made a difference. It was a close game, hard fought. We saw the running back. He's legit, and so we feel like we have a good sense for them. They probably feel the same about us.
What do you sense as the overall feeling since the changes have been made from the team?
Well, let me get to Wednesday, okay? It started fine. All of the meetings and all of that has gone fine. We've adjusted some things to the way we wanted to do it, and let us get a couple of days of practice. I'll let you know.
Sorry, I guess it's hard to ask this without asking specifics, but was there things that you saw from the Jaguars that they did to the Chargers that could help you guys prepare?
Yeah, they played a dominant football game. I mean, all aspects, from the opening kickoff all the way throughout, they were just on their stuff, and it was really impressive. They ran the ball really well as the day went on, but they took advantage of opportunities, and God, it was really a great football game for those guys. They got to be happy as heck about that against such a good club.
Scores play into this, but over the last 3 games, you guys were a 70% pass team compared to run team. I would imagine
scores have a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
Really, falling behind is really that's what gets that in that kind of a slant. Look what happened to these guys, the Chargers last week in their ball game. The same thing, because we both would like to run the football, but you go down 14 and 17. It's really hard to stay with that.
What are you hoping, or what are you anticipating to see out of the offense under Greg Olson?
I'd love to see us be really clean with what we're doing. Again, utilize our guys. I want to see our just the tempo of everything to be where it's supposed to be, and hopefully we can protect the quarterback so he has a chance, and we'll do that in a variety of ways. But I'd just like to see us cleaner, operate with an urgency that gives us a chance.
When you look back on the film, obviously, going against one of the best defenses in the league in Cleveland last week, and Myles Garrett, a potential defensive player of the year, but just from like a schematic standpoint, what did you see were kind of like the breakdowns in terms of the pass protection on Sunday?
Well, we attended to him in a number of ways, and he's still really good and made some plays, but we didn't hold up on the other away from him as well as we needed to. We thought we would better than we did, and so the approach, the plan was to take care of him, certainly, but we needed to hold up in the one-on-ones on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and it was hard. They just did a great job, and they got us up front.
And what are you hoping to see in these final 6 games? What are you hoping to see out of the team that could be potentially beneficial going into the offseason?
We need to make progress right from the get-go. I mean, every game we go out, we're trying to win every football game, and we're going to continue to only look at it in that manner. But we need to make progress. We need to get cleaner. We need to make sure that we're functioning at a really high level. And if somebody can beat us doing that, then they do.
You plan on only being upstairs in the booth or on the sidelines?
He'll be on the sidelines.
Good.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Geno,
I'm sorry.
I guess we're going to have the same question. Geno, just your initial reaction of, the team moving on from Chip Kelly, and, that's 2 coordinators gone in the last 20 days.
Chip is a guy who, when I met Chip, I was in high school, like a 10th grader, I believe, and, I've always thought highly of Chip. I've always thought he's had a great football mind, and I thought, honestly, if we made more plays, if we'd executed better, I think things would be different. I really feel for Chip. I really do. I've developed a great relationship with him through the time of knowing him, and I always wish him the best, and I'll always believe in him. Like I said, I think he's a great football mind, and some things are out of my control, but the things that were, which was execution on the field, those are the things I wish I could have done better for him.
There was an incident after the game on Sunday. Is there anything that you wanted to say about that, or just
for sure. First of all, I would like to apologize, obviously, to the fans, to the fan base, the Raider Nation. I made a poor judgment out of frustration, and that's not an excuse. I've got to be better than that, and I've got to hold myself to a higher standard. And in that moment, I didn't. I'm sincerely apologetic, and I'm very sorry for obviously, for doing that. And, I just want to, make it known that those things will never happen for me again.
What changes are you looking for from the offense in these final weeks?
Yeah, scoring points. Scoring points, man. We got to score more points. We got to be more efficient in all areas. Passing game, running game, our third down, our red zone. The entire game has got to be better. And so, we want to just go out there and play clean football, limit the mistakes and, put points on the board, man. We have to. We got to help our defense out. They've been playing tremendous games, and I feel like, a lot of times we haven't held up our side of it. So we got to go out there and execute, and that's the main thing.
Do you have a history? Sorry about that.
Same question. I obviously have a history with Greg Olson, dating back to Seattle. Can you just talk about some things that you kind of dealt with him there that really showed you how good of an offensive mind he could be?
Well, just getting to know Coach Ole, and, like I said, he's been a coordinator here previously. He's been in the league and been around the NFL for, longer than I've been living. And he's an outstanding coach. He knows the game. He knows what he's looking at. He understands how to call games. He was helping, with all the game plans and stuff. So he's right in the thick of it. And for him to now, be calling plays again for the Raiders, I don't know if this is second or third time, but, I know he's done it before. I have great faith in him and tremendous confidence in him. I know he knows what he's doing. He's worked under, some of the best of all times with, McVay and Coach Gruden. And so, we understand what Ole brings to the table, and we got to go out there and execute for him.
From a realistic standpoint, how much can you actually change at this point of the year?
You're not gonna, you try not to change too much. I mean, we've went through an entire season, entire off season of repping a lot of these plays and having the same terminology. So there's things that you want to keep the same, but there's also going to be differences as well. It's a different coordinator, so he's going to have a different style. But overall, like I said, man, it's still about execution no matter what play is called.
Communication-wise, in terms of somebody different talking to you, is there a feel-out process with that, and can you take care of that in practice this week, or does it have to be done Sunday?
Yeah, the repetition that we get this week is going to be vital. The more I can hear him calling the plays in my head, the more we can communicate, on the sideline, and it'll be different than what we've been doing because he's now going from quarterback coach to play caller. So there's going to be some different dynamics, but those are things we'll work through, and we'll, as time goes on, we'll get better at.
Could you describe the confidence level that you and this team still have in Pete Carroll and his vision for the organization, despite where the record stands right now?
Tremendous confidence in Coach Carroll. He hasn't changed not one bit, since he's gotten here. Coach Carroll is the same guy every single day. That's what you can appreciate about him, no matter what the situation is. It doesn't dictate his mood or his effort or just the juice and the energy he brings to the building. And so for us, man, we just got to, like I said, man, continue to believe in what he's preaching and continue to hold the rope, what you guys are doing. Guys are in the weight room working hard, in the classroom studying, working hard, and we're really trying to turn it around and get better as a team. And so Coach Carroll's doing the right thing, and we got to keep following him.
A couple of days ago, Pete Carroll was asked, how can these rookies get more on the field? And he said they have to earn it in practice. Obviously, you have two rookie receivers. You have a lot of rookie offensive linemen still trying to earn reps. In Ashton, what do you believe they can do to continue to build progress and get those reps?
Yeah, just continue to work hard, and eventually, it happens. There's not like a cookie cutter scheme to where each guy's got his own learning curve, and everyone's got to grow at their own pace. But like I said, when you got young players, you want to at least try to get them in there as fast as possible. And so the opportunities are coming up for those guys, and they've been working hard, and they're preparing themselves to go out there and execute, and they've gotten better throughout the season. So they just got to stay at it and keep doing what they're doing.
Well, this is a game like last week. How difficult is it to trust that when you drop back, you're going to have time? You're going to be able to have time to do what you have to do. And, when you drop back, is there a thought of, I just have to get rid of the ball right now?
Yeah, you always have to feel the pressure. Obviously know if you're hot or not, so that's understanding of protections and knowing who's blitzing and who's not. But you got to feel the pressure, and, I try my best to not look at the rush but to feel the rush. But, when you're facing a great defensive line similar to the Browns, you got to speed up the process. And so those are the things that I tried to do last week. Obviously wasn't good enough.
What did the Chargers do to you in the first meeting, and what were you able to learn going forward to take that this week?
They did a good job at mixing coverages. They disguised some things. They had a good plan for us. It was different than what we had seen the week before, and they did a good job at it. They executed well. So looking forward to this matchup.
How does the dynamic change for you with Olsen being on the sideline, going to be calling the plays as opposed to being up in the booth?
Well, the play caller will now be, right next to me. So I think the communication, I won't have to get on the headset or, talk on the phone. I can just talk directly to him. And other things we'll have to figure out as it goes. I mean, it's the first time he's calling plays for us, so for me particularly. So I'll have to learn those things as we go.
Do you think it'll be beneficial for him to be there and be able to just communicate right away instead of getting on the headset like you mentioned?
Yeah, I think so. I think there'll be a lot of benefits, and I think, again, Ole's a guy who's done it, and I think he knows what to do and how to do it. So I expect great things.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
We can get started and we'll catch up.
Thank you. Ashton, and when Coach Carroll starts talking about really recommitting to the run game, is that like music to your ears, or like hearing that?
Yeah, no, it's exciting for sure. Obviously, just re-emphasizing, detailing it, more, and it's not just for me, but for the whole team, to help us win.
Small sample size, obviously, but what is a Greg Olsen offense gonna look like to you? Do you think?
Run the ball, play action, I feel it's really gonna be all the stuff we've already been doing. It's kind of too late in the season to come and change a bunch of things around, but hopefully we can just be more efficient with the ball and put points on the board.
How much are you learning about the NFL in terms of it's a business and decisions can happen, things can happen very quickly in terms of jobs?
Yeah, you gotta take care of your business. Everybody got to do their part, and if not, then you might be asked to leave one day.
You have as many receiving touchdowns as rushing touchdowns. How much have you enjoyed opportunities to get it in open space, in the flat, coming out of the backfield?
Yeah, it's been great just to show that my game is versatile, and being able to run the ball and catch it out the backfield too.
For rookie running backs, there's always this tendency to want to ease them into it a little bit. It's a longer season, all those types of things. But there's 6 games left. How does your body feel? And do you want to just be somebody that says, "Put it on my shoulders. I'm ready to go" in that regard?
Yeah, my body feels great. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to give it my all. Whatever they give me, I'm just gonna make the most of the rest of these games.
If you were to compare to the college season, how do you feel physically where you had a huge workload with Boise State and now with the Raiders, it's a different situation?
Yeah, obviously a lot of wear and tear on the body, but, I do a great job of taking care of my body. The training staff does a great job at, helping us. So, I feel good overall.
Do you feel any transformation to your body getting an NFL workout regimen in during the season?
Yeah, obviously they do things a little, differently, I guess you could say, some of the stuff, but, the goal is to, get, stronger, faster, or maintain what you got. So I feel like I've gotten, stronger throughout the course of the year like I did in college.
This will be your first time playing a team for a second time in a season. What are the benefits that you think you're going to get for seeing a team a second time?
Yeah, just that experience of playing them already. You kind of know their personnel and how they want to attack us on the defensive side. So we know what we want to do, and it, just gives us that comfortability of already knowing what we're going up against.
How fast or how long has this season gone for you? Does it seem like it's gone pretty fast, or does it seem like it's been a...
It feels like it's been going by fast. Obviously, it hasn't. It's been tough so far. Obviously, we'd like to be winning more, but it's still been a lot of fun, and but it definitely is going by fast.
Ashton, we've asked you about your teammates, but are there any other veterans around the league that you've maybe reached out to in terms of maybe guidance throughout the regular season, or maybe veterans that you want to work with in the offseason, maybe?
Not really. Honestly, I've learned a lot from the guys here, and I kind of know my regiment and my things, and obviously I'll add to it and take things from other people as I go.
Thank you.